Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Muhammad Abdul Rahman, and in this video, we will be talking about our project write-ups personal reflection as a team. So, this is my individual contribution about my uh, contribution towards the whole project from start to finish. So, I had to present this Word file and uh, justify my work in this video. So let's move to first question. The justification of contribution as the skill set and time allocated to the project. So you know the whole project was divided into sprints, phase one and sprint. So first sprint was gather requirement analyzation and documentation. Further down, the activities are divided and subdivided. For scheduling, for skill set, according to skill set and time allocated. So the time allocated was 12 weeks for us. So we had to divide each and every of these tasks in a certain period of weeks, days that we did in Microsoft scheduling. Uh, other contribution was where the project outline and the storyboard, what the project is about, electronic labels, what does client want. He wants to change the project automatically, not require physical stickers. How will we do it? Our findings, our research, doing the survey and devising a roadmap. So yeah, I think no, sorry, not this one. This one is our project storyboard outline, further on user stories and scope of the project approach. And in the next document, we have the roadmap. Here we have the project schedule. If I move further up, one second. If I move further up, we have again the user stories, how we worked on the user stories requirements, scope of the project, how we define the priorities to our requirements, to-do list that were ongoing each and every week. Then let's move on to the next part. So, yes, as I said, I have contributed towards the roadmap with the via finding on backlogs and requirements. And the other things, major contributions, largest three contributions of mine, literature review on agile principles, research methodologies for research methodologies. Uh, I referred a book by Motiwala and Jeff Thompson with page numbers and another article. This one is the article for agile principles, the influence of ERP system on agile capabilities, page numbers given, descriptive approach. This is the article where where both the authors describes how to use image as a descriptive object of analysis, then the hypothesis TAM model, sorry, TAM technology acceptance model for hypothesis of ESL, description of the project future shelf website, for operating system again referred back to Motiwala, another article page 143, 145. For DB we have for DB at the back end we refer to the Microsoft latest offerings article by an author named Jeff. Sorry. For processors required for SQL servers, uh, refer to Intel White Paper Enterprise Resource Planning. Article for memory, an article by Epico Corporation White Paper. Data flow diagram. So again, uh, Motiwala's contribution to the ERP students is phenomenal. For each and everything, I had to go back and open the book and look for the things I wanted to find. So the next article for this is improving BPMN, which is also a very helpful document in designing the BPMN diagrams. So let's jump on quickly to the PDF file. So uh, again, important for us for designing project roadmap and storyboard. As you can see, I'm just scrolling down. Journal of Information Technology Management, volume Uh, no, sorry, number 4, released in 2018. Uh, Moving on to the next one, Agile Development Concept by Motiwala Thompson, sir. Here he quoted a paragraph from another author, which is cited below. Next document here we have the influence of ERP implementation, conceptual models, research models. This article, this author talks about the conceptual models. Moving on to the next one, as I said, formalization of description of images, using images as object of your research. Brief description by this author in this article. Moving on to the next one, hypothesis. Well, such a small diagram and such vast explanation, very good explanation made by this author in this article, describe each and every hypothesis step. The next one we have is the Microsoft offerings for ERP applications, such as Microsoft Dynamics and Azure. Sizing of the RAM in this table, the Intel, provided by Intel, they show the generation of processors, cores they are having, number of threads they are having, and how many slots, memory slots do they support, and maximum capacity for DIMMs. The next document here we have from the Epico Corporation that specializes in server hardware. In server hardware we have memory. A minimum requirement of the memory they say is 24, and I think yeah another one here 24 again. Moving on to the next document, which I refer to design BPMN models for our project. An example of as is, and then to be let me go to my web browser. Here is my as is model which I made, to be model, and project activity flow diagram, entity database tables, system requirement diagram, future shelf case studies website, a very good one which help us to gather analytical, quantitative, and qualitative research. They are here in Melbourne. Uh, I think they are at Collins Street. It is a wine shop. So they have implemented ESL systems, electronic price labels in their store. Some of their testimonies here. Let me go back to my document. Okay, where were I? You next thing is a unique things that you did learn story of your contributions. So things that I learned, how research is done in real world, just after doing in previous semesters, we just used to read, and this time we did in a practical manner, applying SDLC and agile principles, documenting all your research, just like thesis, uh, team management according to other team members' abilities. I was responsible for managing the team, so I had to give them tasks based on their abilities. So that was a challenging task for me. Team operations, giving a good communication and interaction with the stakeholders. Learn how to convince them in certain matters, which we couldn't do good. Uh, ask them for grace period, convincing. And sometimes ask for hints on confidential but important information such as secondary data. Some tips and tricks that I learned during this project. Ideas to improve the course, what you like the most and least. So my ideas and suggestion towards the course improvement would be to have an outline training module before the start of the course for both staff and students on how to get learning and teaching done through online medium, basically a training session. Online tutorial workshops should be conducted with an industry expert as it is an important part of the project, which unfortunately was not conducted in this semester due to the pandemic and you know online learning. Next thing, uh, The things I liked the least were the supervisor and tutor were only available to us from week 4, whereas they should have been allocated to us in week 2. Due to online system learning, most of the tutors did not know who the students are and what are they teaching. They did marking and they taught us not knowing who we were and vice versa. We had The other thing is we had to do a product demonstration before sprint 3. So a minor part of our project was left. Uh, the minor part, chunk of it that is known as sprint 3, but before executing sprint 3, we had to do product demonstration. Teaching period was put on a tight leash, ending the course and final submissions in week 13 itself instead of week 40. So week 2 was suspended for us. Again, instead of ending the course in week 14, uh, the whole course ended in week 13. So 2 weeks, 14 days were gone for us. Access to certain paid subscription software were not provided to us, like Microsoft Project. So in order to design the Gantt chart, we had to use and work diagram structure. We had to use Microsoft Project, which is on Federation University website, but it's not for students for free subscription. That is a paid subscription. No mentoring was provided, not even online, even after putting in a request. Certain things, certain tasks that I couldn't do even after having supervision. So I needed some.